Just doing a bit of reading. I think I'll read from the Bible in about 10 minutes, but I just want to read a non-fiction book as well. Only you can decide what you want to optimize your future self. Only you can determine what specific seeds to plant and what you want your life to look like. Get this come out of my mouth. Hey Julio, what's up? What's up? Just gonna be reading a book. We're evangelizing tonight at about 7 p.m. I'll be live streaming them tonight. Now I'm just gonna do some quiet time, some reading. Feel free to listen in. I'm gonna read out loud. This is just a non-fiction book called Be Your Future Self Now by Dr. Benjamin Hardy. And then I'm gonna read from the King James Version later, probably for just like 20 minutes or so, because I gotta go then. But it says, only you can decide what you want to optimize for your future self. Only you can determine what specific seeds to plant and what you want to look and what you want your life to look like. The second key is to clarify your future self is defining your purpose with 3 clear priorities. What 3 priorities, if realized, would take your life to the totally different level? These are the 3 areas of focus you want to dramatically invest in to create 10x compounding results. These priorities are the most important areas of focus at this particular point in time. In the future, you will likely have different priorities. As a teenager, my single purpose was to get on a church mission following high school. I had no idea what my life held after that mission, but I believed that getting on that mission was the absolute most important thing I could do for my future self. Not go to college, not figure out what I would do with my life, not begin my career, just go on that mission. If I could get to that mile marker, I'd figure out what to do from there. Hey Millie, just go on that mission. If I could get to that mile marker, I'd figure out what to do next from there. That purpose probably saved my life, just as Frankel's purpose saved his. During my teens, I experienced a lot of trauma and confusion. My parents had gone through brutal divorce, my father battled an extreme drug addiction, and there wasn't much stability in my home. Without that North Star of serving a mission, I would have likely sunk into chaos around me. I knew that to serve a mission, I needed a high school diploma. With the mission as my goal, I barely graduated high school, but I graduated. I needed to uphold various standards to become a missionary, which enabled me not to get lost in the drugs and similar traps around me. Once I got home from that mission in 2010 at age 22, my contextual purpose for the next 5 years was threefold. Get married, finish college, get into a PhD program. Despite 0 college experience and 0 college credits to my name, I knew I wanted to attend Brigham Young's University. BYU is just about as competitive and difficult to get into as some Ivy League universities, but my objective remained clear. I earned straight A's at Salt Lake Community College and was accepted at BYU. I met Lauren during my 2nd semester and we were married 8 months later. My first attempt to apply to PhD programs met with rejection from 15 different schools. Getting rejected turned out to be a major gain, because that led me to find perhaps the best mentor I've had, Dr. Nate Lambert. Together, Nate and I wrote and submitted nearly 20 papers for publication. With this experience, I applied to universities I wanted to attend, and eventually chose to pursue a PhD in organizational psychology at Clemson University. Upon entering my PhD program in 2014, my contextual purpose for the next 5 years was threefold: grow my family, finish my PhD, begin my writing career, and become a professional writer. Shortly after getting to Clemson, Lauren and I became the foster parents of 3 children. We spent the next 3 years battling the foster system until February of 2018, when we were miraculously granted adoption. 1 month after the adoption, after years of fertility treatments, Lauren became pregnant with twin girls via vitro fertilization, IVF. Our twins were born December of 2018. In early 2015, during my second semester at Clemson, I started blogging online. Over the next 2 years, I wrote hundreds of blog posts and grew a sizable email list. In January of 2017, I landed my first book deal, and in March of 2018, Willpower Doesn't Work was published. In 2019, I finished my PhD and signed book deals for my next two books, Personality Isn't Permanent, and Who Not How, both of which were published in 2020. That brings me to the present moment. Lauren and I now have 6 children, and our last child, Rex, was born in November of 2020. We live in Orlando, and our 3 older kids are 14, 12, and 10. Given our stage in life, our purpose and priorities are different from what they were 5 years ago when we were first starting out at Clemson. We're not the same people we were. We're not in the same situation. We don't have the same contextual purpose. In a recent conversation, Lauren and I discussed what would be the most important areas of focus for us over the next few years. We decided that our top priority is our older 3 kids, since they are making their way through their teen years and will launch into being adults soon. As of 2021, my contextual purpose for the next 5 years is threefold. Number 1, family, with a massive emphasis on my 3 older kids. Books, 10xing up my career as an author in terms of quality of books published and number of books sold. And then 3 is finances, 10xing my net worth and securing my long-term finances for myself and my family. These are the areas I want to optimize for in my future self. This is the fruit I want my future self to experience. These are the areas I'm going to make massive and focused investments in to ensure these specific areas grow and compound massively. I shared my priorities to give an example. The specifics of my current priorities and focus are not what matters. The 3 priorities for this guy were family, books, and money. The question for you to answer is, what is your current purpose? Who is your future self at the next level? Can you give your future self context to make your vision vivid, detailed, and personal to you? What 3 priorities of focus are absolutely most crucial and essential for you right now? Do your 3 priorities embody the purpose you feel is most important for you to fulfill? Do these 3 priorities resonate deeply and excite you? For additional training and resources, go to this. After you clarify and define your core 3 priorities, set specific and measurable 12-month goals for each one. So this is for this guy. He says, family, take 150 non-work days during 2022, Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, where I invest my family and have peak experiences, 6-week summer Europe trip, monthly one-on-ones with the older kids, huge focus on investment in their sports and other interests. Books, he wants to publish Be Your Future Self Now, and 10x is easier than 2x. Sell more than 1 million books between all of my published works. I think he actually did this. And then determine my next collaboration for the 2023 book. Finances, he said, reach my financial freedom target, the amount of assets that would enable me to live well off the growing equity. And then he said, once you've clarified your 3 core priorities, set specific goals for each one of those priorities over the next 12 months. Rank in order those goals in terms of which are the absolute most important. Which of your 12-month goals, if achieved, would make the biggest long-term impact for your future self? So for myself as well, my probably top priority, I would say, is it's grow Jesus Pulse. So I would love there to be more evangelists just on the streets sharing the gospel. So that's my top priority, is having more and more people sharing the gospel on the street. So by March 2025, we're going to have 100 people actively going out on the streets of London and beyond. And if you'd like to join, then reach out. And then also the next goal is to have 5,000 people by the following March 2025. And then after that, just keep growing it really. In terms of family, I would say, just, as God leads me, have a family in my own time. I'm not pursuing anything at the moment. And then I would say for my car business, I would have about probably by this time next year. It's on my wall. It's on my investment. I need to read it, but it's today is going to be October, isn't it? So I'll have about 20 cars to my name by then. So that would be the goal for the car business, and finances taken care of, and then books. I want to read more of these books, and also for my other mentoring business, I would want to have 12 legs, which isn't a business metric. But those are my goals. Once you've ordered your top 3 12-month goals, ask yourself which of these could I potentially 10x in the next 12 months. The goal determines the process. A fundamental aspect of hope is pathways thinking. When you 10x any of your goals, you'll have to really reconsider your current process or pathway. As Dan Sullivan said, when 10x is your measuring stick, you immediately see how you can bypass what everyone else is doing. For example, if I 10x my financial goal for 2022, I have to totally rethink my current plan and process. Obviously, my current approach and game plan wouldn't get me to 10x. Thus, if I'm serious about 10xing a certain area, I need to find or create a much more powerful and direct path. This occurs through trial and error. My future self, even next week, knows way more than I do this week. 10x requires focus and simplicity. Which of your 12-month goals is the most ripe for a 10x jump? Step 1 to your future self is to clarify your contextual purpose. Step 2 is to remove everything that conflicts with the purpose and priorities you've created. So step 2 is eliminate lesser goals. So we are kept from our goals, not by obstacles, but by a clear path to a lesser goal. Robert Brault. We are kept from our goal, not by obstacles, but by a clear path to a lesser goal. In 1975, a young boy in England, known for devouring comics and carrying a book everywhere, wrote a list of things in his future self would accomplish. Write an adult book, novel, a children's book, a comic, a movie, record an audiobook, and write an episode of Doctor Who. As Neil Gaiman grew older, his list evolved. He wanted to be an author, primarily of fiction, making good books, making good comics, and supporting myself through my words. A strategy he used for reaching his goals was to imagine his future self as a distant mountain he walked toward. Every time he was presented an opportunity, he asked himself, does this take me closer to or further from the mountain? That's a great question. Is what you're doing in your life bring you closer to that desired outcome, or is it taking you further away? God bless you guys. Rainbow and Mindscape. Stream in at 7 p.m. We'll be sharing the gospel then on the streets. And if a particular opportunity did not take him closer to the mountain, Neil said no. As he started in his commencement speech in 2012, I knew that as long as I kept walking towards the mountain, I would be all right. And when I truly was not sure what to do, I could stop and think about whether it was taking me toward or away from the mountain. I said no to editorial jobs on magazines, proper jobs that would have paid proper money, because I knew that attractive though they were, for me, they would have been walking away from the mountain. And if those job offers had come along earlier, I might have taken them, because they still would have been closer to the mountain than I was at the time. Neil's mountain strategy worked. He became one of the world's most famous fiction authors and a pioneer of adult comics. His books have won awards including the Hugo, Nebula, and Bram Stoker, as well as the Newbery and Carnegie medals. With his previous mountains far behind him, Neil became his desired future self and more. His future self continues to evolve. He arrived at his mountain by staying focused and eliminating conflicting and lesser goals along the way. Your results follow what you're most committed to in a single instant. The easiest way to see what you're committed to is by observing your own behavior. If you're trying to work on a project but continually distract yourself with other things, then you're committing to the wrong distraction. then you're committed to the distractions. The distractions are the greater goal in that moment. If you say you're committed to having an amazing retirement, but consistently spend away your paycheck, then you're committing to spending, not investing. If you say you're committed to starting a side hustle, but your spare time is spent on social media or with friends, then you're committed to social media and friends, not your side hustle. When Neil said no to the editorial jobs, he proved his commitment to the mountain. Your behavior reflects what you see as your future self. Your behavior reflects your commitment, and therefore your results reflect your commitment. Ooh. To requote Jim Dethmer, Diana Chapman, and Kaylee Clamp, commitment is a statement of what is. You can know what you're committed to by your results, not by what you say your commitments are. We are all committed. We are all producing results. The result is proof of a commitment. The result is proof of a commitment. That's good. Right now, you're committing to your current life and habits. You're committed to your current set results. You're reading this book because you want better results. You want new commitments. Once you've clarified a specific goal, you have to ask yourself, am I committed enough to uncommit to what I currently have? Am I committed enough to uncommit to what I currently have? What could you commit to uncommitting, live streamers? If you truly are committed to something new and better, you'll stop much of what you're currently doing. Step 2 is being your future self is simplifying your life by removing lesser goals. In every moment, you're faced with one or two options. Commit to your mountain or yield to a lesser goal. The lesser goal could be an infinite number of things, from checking email or social media to eating that dessert. It could be continuing your day job when you know you want something different. Anything that isn't taking you toward your future self is a lesser goal. About commitment, the late Harvard business professor Clayton Christensen said, 100% is easier than 98%. It's easier to commit to something 100% because once you've committed, you've eliminated the internal conflict. You've silenced the decision fatigue, you've banished the lesser goal. Commitment requires vigilance. There's never a time when lesser goals won't present themselves to you. Often we maintain many of our habits or relationships because we're scared to commit. We're frightened of the repercussions of that commitment. So rather than eliminate our clear paths to a lesser goal, we continue to maintain the lesser paths. Motivationally, our goal-conflicting behavior makes sense. To have motivation, you have to have a compelling outcome or reward, a path for attaining that outcome and the confidence to execute the path. Lesser goals are compelling because they're easy. They offer a quick reward or dopamine hit. Probably we commit to our lesser goals far more than we commit to our genuine wishes. Lesser goals are weeds in the garden of life. Every time you engage in a lesser goal, it's the equivalent of planting a weed in your garden. Whatever you plant will produce your results. What is your garden producing? Is your garden optimized for your future self, or is it totally chaotic and full of weeds? In step 1, we clarified your contextual purpose. We defined your core 3 priorities. We set specific and measurable targets for each priority. We shaped your mountain. We visualized your garden. This is the future self you want, right? This is your purpose, which according to Viktor Frankl gives you life meaning. To realize your future self, commit 100% to your purpose. Your purpose and identity are interconnected. Your identity is what you're committed to. Your identity follows your purpose. If you're going to realize your purpose, then step 2 to becoming your future self is uncommitting to lesser goals. These lesser goals are structural aspects of your current life and the moment-by-moment decisions you make throughout your day. By structural aspects, I mean your current habits. What's the time? 28. Behaviors and relationships. There are lots of things you do throughout your day that conflict with your contextual purpose. What are those lesser goals? What are the major things in your life that oppose your contextual purpose? What in your life is outside your 3 priorities that you're still saying yes to that your desired future self would say no to? What are you continuing to commit to and invest in that is taking you away from where you want to go? That's a great question. I would say for me, I'm putting too much time into social media in terms of like watching it, and I need to spend more time reading, listening to audios, sharing the gospel, building my mentorship business, building my car business. and just uncommitting to the things that are distracting me. Because, yeah, people need me to be consistent, and if I'm staying inconsistent, then that's a bad thing. So, my question to you is, what could you be more consistent in if you're watching this? The assessment requires brutal honesty. Your behavior clearly reflects in every moment what you're committed to. In every instant, you're presented with the option to live your purpose or submit to some lesser goal. Eliminating lesser goals is a continual process. As a writer, every day and every moment, I have the choice: write the book or do something else. Life is dynamic, not static. In almost every instance, you have multiple options, distractions, and other people's agendas, and your own conflicting desires. It takes mindfulness and discernment to know in a given moment what the best decision is to make. For instance, your child has an injury, or in the case of an emergency, clearly you need to head to the hospital. But in most moments, the path may not be that obvious, unless, like Gaiman, you have specific mountains to move toward. Only after you've committed to a specific purpose with clear priorities can you discern what's best to do in a given moment. Is this taking me toward my objective? Is this the most effective thing I can do? If the answer is no, then you refocus your vision. When you slip and pursue a lesser goal, quickly recommit to your vision. The French writer and poet Antoine de Saint-Exupéry said, "Perfection is achieved, not when there is nothing more to add, but when there is nothing left to take away." So perfection is not when there's nothing left to add, perfection is when there's nothing left to remove. What lesser goal can you immediately eliminate? Each day and in each moment, you'll face goal conflicts. What will you do as those moments arise? Your behavior demonstrates what you're truly committed to. Step 2 of being your future self is removing lesser goals. This is a fundamental step of being your future self. Now, I'm going to read some of the Bible. All right. So I'm reading Psalm 82 from the King James Version. Feel free to join me. God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judges among the gods. How will ye judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? Defend the poor and the fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and the needy. Deliver the poor and needy. Rid them out of the hands of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O gods, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They that have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel might be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes. Gebal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have helped the children of Lot. Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to the Sisera, as to the Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeb. Yes, all of their princes be as Zebah and as Zalmunna. Who says, Let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession? O my God, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yes, let them be put to shame and perish. that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Jehovah, art the most high over all the earth. And I am living in the UK, so I can't vote. Blessed are they that dwell in the house. Psalm 84. How amiable are the tabernacles, O Lord of hosts. My soul longeth, yes, even fainteth for the courts of the Lord. My heart and my flesh crieth out for the living God. Yes, the sparrow hath found a house, and the swallow a nest for herself, where she may lay her young, even thine altars, O Lord of hosts, my King and my God. Blessed are they that dwell in thy house, they will be still praising thee. Selah. Blessed is the man whose strength is in thee, in whose heart are the ways of them, who passing through the valley of Baca make it a well. The rain also filleth the pools. They go from strength to strength, every one of them in Zion appeareth before God. O Lord of God of hosts, hear my prayer, give ear, O God of Jacob, Selah. Behold, O God our shield, and look upon the face of thine anointed. For a day in thy courts is better than 1,000, and I had rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than to dwell in the tents of wickedness. For the Lord God is a sun and a shield. In glory, no good thing will be withheld from him. Them that walk. O Lord of hosts, blessed is the man that trusteth in thee. Lord, thou hast been favourable unto thy land. Thou hast brought back the captivity of Jacob. Thou hast forgiven the iniquity of thy people. Thou hast covered all their sin. Selah. Thou hast taken away all thy wrath. Thou hast turned thyself from the fierceness of thine anger. Turn us, O God, from our salvation, and cause thine anger towards us to cease. Wilt thou be angry with us forever? Wilt thou draw out thine anger to all generations? Wilt thou not revive us again, that thy people may rejoice in thee? Show us thy mercy, O Lord, and grant us thy salvation. I will hear what God the Lord will speak, for he will speak peace unto his people and to his saints, but let them not turn again to folly. Surely his salvation is nigh them that fear him, that glory may dwell in our land. Mercy and truth are met together. Righteousness and peace have kissed each other. Truth shall spring out of the earth, and righteousness shall look down from heaven. Yes, the Lord shall give that which is good, and our land shall yield her increase. Righteousness shall go before him, and shall set us in the way of steps. I love that, when he's talking about like righteousness and peace have kissed each other, and mercy and truth are together. It's the perfect combination. And the Lord shall give which is good. Remember that. The Lord will give you what is good. Our land will yield increase because of God. Psalm 86. Teach me thy way, O Lord. A prayer of David. Bow down thine ear, O Lord. Hear me, for I am poor and needy. Preserve my soul, for I am holy. O thou my God, save thy servant that trusteth in thee. Be merciful unto me, O Lord, for I cry unto thee daily. Rejoice the soul of thy servant, for unto thee, O Lord, do I lift up my soul. For thou, Lord, art good and ready to forgive, and plenteous in mercy unto all them that call upon thee. Give ear, O Lord, unto my prayer, and attend to the voice of my supplications. In this day of my trouble I will call upon thee, for thou wilt answer me. Among the gods there is none like unto thee, O Lord, neither are there any works like unto thy works. All nations whom thou hast made shall come and worship before thee. O Lord, what shall I glorify thy name? For thou art great, and doest wondrous things. Thou art God alone. Teach me thy way, O Lord. Walk in thy truth. Unite my heart to fear thy name. I will praise thee, O Lord, my God, with all my heart, and I will glorify thy name forever, evermore. For great is thy peace, for great is thy mercy toward me, and thou hast delivered my soul from the lowest hell. O God, the proud have risen against me, and the assemblies of violent men have sought after my soul, and have not set thee before them. But thou, O Lord, art a God full of compassion and gracious, long-suffering and plenteous in mercy and truth. O turn unto me and have mercy upon me. Give thy strength unto the servant, and save the son of thine handmaid. Show me a token for good, that they which hate me may see it and be ashamed, because thou, Lord, hast helped me and comforted me. Hallelujah. I'm off to part of London now to share the gospel, so please keep us in prayer. And yeah, we'll be on the mic. God bless you. Subscribe.